my friend Andrea and I decided to join Students from Los Angeles, otherwise known as SRLA. If you don't know what that is, SRLA is an organization that helps train and motivate students to complete the Los Angeles Marathon, which happens every year around February or March. It is 26.2 miles long, starting at Dodger Stadium, ending at Santa Monica Pier. Andrea joined for her reasons, and I joined because my sisters ran it, so I was following their footsteps that I have with many other things. So, our school's team started practicing in September the year before because it said that you need at least 9 months of training. So, we practiced for 3 days a week during the weekend, and we did races along the way to prepare. After just a few practices, Andrea and I were like, we're not cut out for this. Like, we regretted signing up. On this particular practice day, when everyone was heading out to do the after-school run as usual, Andrea and I stayed behind to tie our shoes, and we just so happened to be doing it behind a bush. Somehow, we ended up at the liquor store across the street, and when we noticed the fast runners coming back, we hit again, waited till the slower runners came in because we didn't want to make it obvious, and then we pretended to come out running, saying like, hey guys, great run, huh? And as we moved on to high school, like who would have thought that the laziest runners would have been the ones to stick with it? I have ran the LA Marathon for the past 5 consecutive years, and I'm hoping to run my 6th. But, I am speaking to you about the running culture because many people misinterpret what a runner is. By learning more about my medals, you'll get a greater understanding of the running culture. First, I'm going to explain to you how these medals represent the running culture, and second, I will discuss how I identify with the running culture. So a medal represents the completion of a run or walk. To begin with, there are many runs and walks. There are walks to raise awareness. This is a ribbon from a walk I did. It's called the March of Dimes. You can see that's tiny. In an effort to raise money for premature babies. The AIDS walk and slow walk are other famous ones. For runs, there are many different types of runs. There are paint runs, zombie runs, mud runs, which are my favorite, and I have, this is my, this is a dog tag medal from the mud run, because it was hosted by like the military. And there are other runs as well. For each of these runs and walks, there's also different distances. I have medals here from a 5K, which is 3 miles. I have this one, which is for 13.1. And then I have somewhere around here. Oh, here. I have this one that was for 18 miles. So these runs or walks can be as short as just a few blocks, which are usually for little kids, but they go as long as worldwide, so those are my goals. So upon completion of any of these runs or walks, the participant receives a medal. And it doesn't matter how you finished, whether you broke a leg, you crawled, limped. I witnessed it all. As long as you get from start to finish, you will receive a medal. For many, that medal represents the hardships they've endured and the barriers they've overcome throughout that run. So now that I've talked to you about how I relate to run, now that I've talked about how my medals relate to running, I am going to talk to you about how I relate to running. So when I tell people that I'm a runner, they do 3 things. The first is they tell me what have I ran to determine credibility. The second is tell me that I must be fast because I've done like quite some runs. And the third, when I tell them my time, they do the third, which is they look at me funny. So many people, for many people, the stereotypical runner is someone along the path of becoming the next Usain Bolt. He is the fastest man in the world today, and although I am not fast, my time has improved. At the start of my running career, I ran 12 minutes per mile, and now my fastest has been like 8:47. It's about 9 minutes. It's getting better. So I'm nothing like Usain Bolt. Like, I do not run like non-stop. I definitely do not run a marathon like without stopping and walking at some point in time. But that's okay, and that's better than okay, because all these people, thousands of runners, they run the same way I do compared to the way he does. And you know, every single one of these runners like got up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday to do something not a lot of people would do. Because who likes running? Like, raise your hand if you honestly like running. I wish I was like that, but I think I like running until I'm actually doing it. Okay, so. And I said that I ran 5 marathons, but I only have 4 marathon medals here to show you today. So thumbs up if you think I made a mistake, and thumbs down if you think I just lied to you. Can you guys do thumbs up if you guys think I made a mistake, and thumbs down if you think I lied? Okay, so I'm here to tell you that my answer is neither. I did run 5 marathons. How many people here like to prove people wrong? Raise your hand if you like to prove people wrong. So I do too. So in 2013, when I tried to register for the marathon 3 days before the actual day, it was sold out. I hadn't trained and I still wasn't sure if I wanted to run it. And because it was sold out, like many people would say, like, oh, gotta wait till next year. But not to me. Like, to me, that just meant I couldn't get a medal. And so, come the big day, I woke up and I just decided I was running a marathon. So I proved people wrong despite the discouragement. I completed it, I finished it. I didn't receive a medal, but that's okay because I know I ran it. So, when I received, okay, so I admit, like, at first I was a show-off, but anyone who runs, like, deserves recognition. Like Tom Hanks said in A League of Our Own in 1992, if it were easy, everyone would do it. And I've thought some crazy thoughts, like, just to avoid running.